All right, guys, so I had the opportunity to share this watch with you while it's briefly in my possession. This is the Mont Blanc 1858 Iced Sea Automatic Date Diver. Yeah, it's just the diver they have. I don't think they have, I mean, they have other colors, but they don't have like a huge lineup of divers. They're known for pens and, other luxury goods, but mostly pens and fountain pens at that. This is um, a rollerball one. I don't have a fountain Mont Blanc, but the watches are actually really good. So if you're ever in a area where there's a dealer, swing in and check it out because they have some really nice watches. And then, of course, they have this lineup of the divers. I've been infatuated with this particular diver for a long time. This one is not mine, it belongs to my buddy Gary, but it is a beautiful looking watch. I'm very tempted to pick one up myself, but timing's just not right. So this is a 40.8 millimeter, so nearly 41 millimeter long. The lug to lug is about 50, like 50 and a half millimeter. The thickness, 13 millimeter, double domed sapphire crystal, very clear. Must have some killer AR coating on it. 20 millimeter lug width. Bracelet is very nice bracelet. Tapers down to 16 millimeter. You have a 6.5 millimeter screw down crown, kind of signed with the signature Mont Blanc insignia. And then, of course, you have a fully milled clasp. Just a double pusher, easy to deploy. With the toolless on the fly quick adjust for sizing. You have a nice case back there pressed in with an iceberg. The dial itself is kind of iceberg themed, meaning that it looks like it was formed from an iceberg, the way the texture and everything is on it. Very cool looking. Like I said, there's a few different colorways. There's a green, I think there's a white dial one or a gray or dial, and a black. But this blue one for me, for some reason, is my favorite. And then, of course, you have the ceramic bezel insert. Dark blue, nearly black, but dark blue from the pip down to the 15, and then a really nice, perfectly matching blue to the dial, the rest of the ceramic. Of course, down at the bottom there, again, you have nice little artwork there, 1858 Ice Diver. You have 12, 6, and 9 applied Arabics at the cardinal positions. The 3 o'clock is reserved for a framed date. You have a sword to syringe handset. I guess that's what I call it. And a nice sweep of the seconds hand, powered by the movement inside. They call it the MB 24.17. It's a 26 joule, so it's most likely the Sellita SW200, probably with a custom rotor or something. I'm not going to pull the case back off to check it. So this is a 60 click bezel, and it is a great bezel. There's no play in it. It has a nice audible tone and a nice tactile feel. A little bit of play, I guess, right there. But overall, just such a well done watch. Excellent finishing on it. Nice sharp polish to brush finishing on there. And just a very good looking watch. You can tell Gary wore it. There's a little bit of marks there. Maybe he wore it with a bracelet or something. I don't know. A little bit of marks here on the clasp. This all cleans up fine, though, I'm sure. Of course, this is the leading edge. So this is where you're most likely going to have some sort of damage or wear marks on a watch, is that leading edge. That's the outside of your arm, right? Let's zoom back out. Let's take a look at this watch on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Of course, it has all the links in it. It's not sized for me, but there it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, and it looks great. You can get this on bracelet, or you can get it on a really nice strap as an option. For this one, unless you're just like completely against bracelets, get it on the bracelet. You can do a strap option later. It actually has quick release spring bars too. It's built into the bracelet, so easy swaps on that as well. I believe the retail price on this is $3,415 as of today. So it's up there, but it's a luxury item in the sense that, that's pretty much all this brand sells is luxury items. On the used market, you just usually don't see these for sale, and when you do, they don't take a massive hit. I mean, it's a hit. I'm not saying you don't take a hit on the loss on the flip on these, and I only talk about that because I'm typically surrounded by serial flippers, so that's things we like to talk about. And when I have a watch and a model here that you don't typically see in the first place, if you're drawn to it, that's something you might want to research. And when you go to research it, there's not a lot of information out there because there just has not been many of these sold probably in the first place, let alone on the second hand. So very good looking watch. And maybe I suspect potentially owners of this brand in a watch are more end users, because oftentimes people that are shopping at these stores, the boutiques that actually sell the Mont Blanc pens and other luxury goods, they're maybe not watch enthusiasts like you and I are. Maybe they're in there because they're a pen guy or a person, and they buy it, and then they're like, oh, cool, you guys have watches too. And then they maybe pick up a nice luxury watch as well, but they're not serial flippers like you and I. They're just, they buy the watch and they wear it. So maybe that's the reason why I don't see a ton of used ones. Let me give it a quick blast with the UV light. Let's turn off the studio lights and see this thing glow. I suspect it's pretty good. And yeah, so we have two different color application here. Of course, we have green, more of a green tone on the hour and minute, seconds hand probably too. And then the rest of it looks like BGW9. So nice contrast in the lume there as well. I mean, they could have took it up a notch and maybe loomed out the bezel, but they didn't, and that's okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next vid.